What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about a topic that's been going around Twitter and going around places like TSN and Sportsnet and just about anywhere that you get your hockey news from, and that is Wayne Simmonds, the topic of discussion. And of course, a depth player in the NHL getting a ton of attention because of who he is linked to, and that is the Toronto Maple Leafs. Of course, we've been hearing about it, like I said, on social media in terms of, Pierre LeBrun and The Athletic. They've been, there was an article posted, and we'll get to that in a second, and you can see it on the screen. We're going to get into that deeper discussion, but if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe, join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. We're getting closer and closer to 8,000 subscribers. Thank you to all the new subscribers as well. If you have any recommendations for rumor videos or trade videos and stuff like that, make sure to leave them down below. I know there's been a ton of Leaf content lately. I am a Leaf fan, but I have a lot of ideas regarding all NHL teams coming up, and that has to do with a lot of trade rumors and trade talk and stuff like that. So don't worry, that's coming up, and your recommendations are definitely going to be talked about. So thank you if you do choose to subscribe. And thank you to all the new subscribers as well. But let's get on to the topic at hand. Now, I do like Wayne Simmonds. I think that he's a fantastic, depth player, and he has been over the years. But I think that his value might be a little bit too much when it comes to how much money he wants. And I don't necessarily think he's going to be worth that money. So let's get into some deeper details and talk about how this started. So basically, we all know he's going to be an unrestricted free agent coming up, this fall, because it's not the summer, July 1st, because of clear as day why. But he wants to play for a Stanley Cup contender. Well, the Maple Leafs didn't have a great season this year, but they've been widely regarded as a Stanley Cup contender for a couple years now, but they just haven't been able to get out of the first round, and this year they didn't get out of the play-in round. So whether or not you want to call them a contender anymore is completely up to you, but with the moves that they make this fall, it'll dictate whether or not they're going to be back in the conversation. Now, Simmonds said, my whole career, I think I've been that guy who's willing to do all the dirty work. I pride myself on that type of, dirty work. And of course, this is what he said with Pierre LeBrun for The Athletic. Now, I think now I'm in a position as being a free agent again where hopefully I can land myself on a contending team. That's the goal here. I want to be a difference maker. I want to be a piece to a puzzle that's not yet complete, but I can help push over the top. Well, I mean, that sounds a lot like Toronto, but I'm not sure how much he's going to be able to help because he would more than likely be a third or fourth liner on this team. And again, we'll get to that in a second. Now, Simmonds was acquired by the Buffalo Sabres. It was a little bit of a confusing trade in my eyes ahead of the trade deadline this season from the Devils. Now, he had 1 assist in 7 games with the Sabres before, of course, whatever happened. He finished the season with 8 goals, 25 points in 62 games between the Sabres and the New Jersey Devils. Now, he's 32 years old, Scarborough, Ontario native. He was asked about the possibility of joining the Toronto Maple Leafs. So, usually a lot of this stuff is just driven by the media and, fans saying, oh, this guy's going to come here. But he was directly asked about the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he told LeBrun he believes he could help the team with his playing style. So he said, so of course it's crossed my mind. I know they're in a bit of a salary cap situation and things of that nature, but I'm open to everything. Toronto's got a great core of players, and I think that's definitely a team where I could go in and make an impact right away. Simmonds said, it's up to the teams. Whoever wants to choose me, I'll be waiting. I'll definitely be ready to go. So that's great. That's great that he's ready to go. He's healthy. I'm a fan of Simmonds. Like I said, I'm very glad that he's ready to go and stuff like that. But Simmonds' play has dropped off a little bit. He hasn't been as effective. But, the Toronto Maple Leafs could use his services. They could use Wayne Simmonds. He is that type of player that they don't necessarily have. He's gritty, he's feisty, and, he can chip in a few points here and there. But if you want to look at a direct example, look at Jason Spezza. Now, they're not the same playing style, but Jason Spezza has always been, a player that played up towards the top of the lineup wherever he was. But then when his play started to fall off, he ended up in a depth spot and then ultimately came to Toronto, coming home to play for them on a league minimum deal. And more than likely, Spetz is going to be getting paid anywhere between $700,000 and $800,000 again to play for the Toronto Maple Leafs next season. more times than not he'll be on the fourth line, because if they keep Matthews, Tavares, Kerfa, which we all expect they will, there's no spot for him to play anywhere higher unless he, from injury, and, we're going to knock on wood or whatever's closest to me that I can, that there won't be any of those problems. The whole thing where he said, they're in a bit of a salary cap situation makes me think he still thinks he's going to get paid, $2 to $3 million. And if that's the case, and if a team's going to pay him that much, then, I mean, the Leafs are not going to be interested. He's not worth that much money anymore, and I'm not sure which team would offer him that type of money. Now, looking at his numbers, like I said, earlier with the Buffalo stuff, he only had 1 point in 7 games. The Devils, he had 24 and 61. When he was traded to Nashville from Philadelphia, he also wasn't very good, 3 points in 17 games played. And he also just wasn't effective at all, in my opinion. And again, I like Simmonds, but, right when he left Philadelphia, his production just fell off. Like, he doesn't produce as much, and he also wasn't involved in the play as much. Like, the Devils were a really bad team when he got there as well, but he didn't really have an impact in any way on that team. And again, I feel terrible for saying that, but like, that Devils team was just bad all around, and it's not really his fault. They just weren't a very good team. But you can see his numbers when he played for, LA and Philadelphia. He had some really good seasons. Now, he's past that. He's not going to be scoring 30 goals, 20 goals. He's not going to be doing that. If he can come to Toronto on like anywhere under $1 million deal, or like right at $1 million, even that is pushing it a little bit, sure. And, he could put up 10 goals, put up 25, 30 points. The Leafs are laughing. That's fantastic. But if he wants anything more than $1 million, I don't think the Leafs would be interested. Now, let me just bring up this, and I'm going to block everything for a second here. You're going to see his cap friendly. His previous deal had him at $5 million with the Devils. The reason the Devils gave him that money is because they had a ton of money, and they thought that they were going to be competing because they made a ton of moves. They had Subban, Vatanen, they had their young guys that they brought in, they drafted, and, they were bringing in as many people as possible to make this team better. Well, he got the modified no trade clause. He got that $5 million deal. And you're going to tell me he's going to go from a $5 million contract to playing for less than $1 million. I have no idea. Now, whether or not people are in the market for him and he has a bunch of offers, I mean, I don't think he's going to get anywhere close to that. And especially with what's going on right now, and, how the league has been affected by what's been going on right now, a lot of depth players are not going to be getting paid big dollars. He's not going to be getting paid anywhere close to that. So I don't know what Wayne Simmonds' mindset is, but all I can tell you is that the Toronto Maple Leafs or any team in the NHL is not going to be giving him that type of contract. Now, I've seen a lot on social media, a lot of fans are saying, well, oh, the Leafs need him. They can overpay a little bit. If they get rid of Clifford, just give him that money. I would rather pay Clifford that money because he's more effective. From what we've seen in the last couple of years, if Simmonds is healthy and he's going to have like this, second gear essentially, kind of like Jason Spezza did this year, because he was fantastic for the Maple Leafs at that money, then Simmonds is going to be great. But we don't know. It's a big question mark. We don't know how Wayne Simmonds is going to perform this year. We don't know what kind of shape he's really in. He can say he's fantastic, but is he really in great shape? And this video sounds like I'm hating on Wayne Simmonds. If Simmonds signed with the Leafs in an hour, which obviously is not possible, I would be so excited. I want Wayne Simmonds on this team, but you kind of have to figure how much money he's going to be getting and tie that in to the Maple Leafs cap situation and think, is this really going to work out? Because you could go with a fourth line of Jason Spezza with Igor Korshkov on the left and Simmonds on the right, or mix those guys up however you want. Sure, that'd be a great fourth line, but that would mean Simmonds would have to be getting paid $1 million or less, because I don't think the Leafs want to be spending that much money on their fourth line. And Simmonds could play on their third line if Barabanov is not good, because I think they would like to slide Barabanov in that third line right wing or left wing spot. More than likely going to be the right wing. So yeah, there's those options, and it could work out. It could be a home run, and Simmonds could be fantastic for them. But there's going to be a team that might overpay Simmonds a little bit, and that's going to be fine because the Maple Leafs can't afford that. But I can't ignore the fact that Simmonds does bring an element that not a lot of players have brought to the Maple Leafs in years previous. So if they can get him and it's a reasonable price, it makes a lot of sense, then sure. But like I'm saying, I would be very, very surprised if Wayne Simmonds took a deal that was less than $1 million. And if the deal is more than $1 million, that takes the Maple Leafs and probably a lot of teams in the NHL out of the sweepstakes. I do not think they're going to be wanting to pay Wayne Simmonds that much money. So you guys leave it down below, your comments, whatever you want to do. Tell me what you think about Wayne Simmonds. Is it a fit for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Does it make a lot of sense for the Leafs to go after him? And I know it's a little bit away, but where would you slide him into the lineup if he was to play for Toronto? Again, you guys call the shots. You let me know, and I'm gonna make a cap-friendly team, and I think with downtown Stephen Brown, we're gonna be making a few different teams and try to figure out, what makes sense cap-wise for a lot of these players, and how we can make the best possible team, for the least amount of money, but also maybe go right to the cap. So that way the Leafs have a very strong blue line and good depth. And, it's going to be difficult, but we're going to try it out. So if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Join the squad. Let's get to 8,000 subscribers. Let's get to 10,000. Let's try to get there one day. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys as always. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.